Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Callum Smith in for Bruce Frisco. It's Tuesday, June 30th. This is CTV News. Tonight, border budgets. Are high prices for food and fuel driving people to neighboring U.S.? Then meat costs. How will that impact what's being cooked up for Canada Day? And repair time. Nova Scotia promises better fixes to pothole problems.
Live from our Maritimes News Centre, this is CTV News. Here is Callum Smith.
Good evening. Today we learned 2 people were found dead in a suburban Halifax home yesterday. RCMP were called to a home on Lincolnshire Drive in Fall River after 3:30 yesterday afternoon. The initial call was reported as a deceased man, but responding officers also found a second man's body in another part of the home. Police are investigating the deaths as suspicious. They did not say the ages of the men or what they believe happened. Investigators and the medical examiner are working to figure out the cause of deaths. No other details are being shared right now. A trial has been set for 2 youth facing sexual assault charges related to a hazing investigation in the Truro area. The crimes are alleged to have taken place last fall. The youth are facing 2 counts of sexual assault and a single count of sexual assault with a weapon involving 3 alleged victims. The teens, who were 14 at the time of the alleged offenses, were charged in February. The trial will begin next February in Truro Youth Court. Communities, neighborhoods, and families are preparing for Canada Day. Many will host barbecues, all that will be more expensive than previous years because of the high cost of meat. CTV's Vanessa Wright follows our report from last night.
Foot traffic is steady at the Halifax Seaport today. Nearby food hubs hope it will be a much busier site tomorrow.
It's actually one of the biggest days of the year for us down here at Seaport.
They're just one venue preparing for the holiday. Festivities will kick off bright and early and will feature live music, games, and of course, a classic barbecue.
So we're doing some like gourmet burgers, gourmet hot dogs, some sides like potato salad, local corn, chicken kebabs, that kind of thing. And we have a nice big commercial barbecue we rented. So we're really excited to pump out some local food for folks.
A tasty menu, no doubt, but a pricey one where meat is involved. Numbers from Dalhousie's Food Lab show Atlantic Canada leading the country for the highest chicken and pork prices, with beef not far behind, which means those putting on large events are closely watching every dollar.
We went through a few different suppliers to kind of see kind of what could get at a decent price.
If you're planning to attend a community barbecue, your plate might look smaller this year.
I suspect that people organizing events will perhaps downsize portions a little bit.
And if they're not shrinking portions, he says they'll bump up prices, trying to find a sweet spot with inflated food costs and popular menu items.
Canada Day is a big deal for the meat industry. You want consumers engaged. You want consumers to continue to consume meat.
Garrison Brewing has plans to feed about 1,200 people on Canada Day, with even more expected to enjoy their festivities.
It is weather dependent a bit. It can range anywhere from we get 1,000 to 3,000 people flowing through here. So yeah, it's very, very busy.
And there will be barbecues across the Maritimes tomorrow. Whether large community events or small backyard gatherings, they'll share good times and even bigger food bills. Vanessa Wright, CTV News, Halifax.
Well, traditionally, neighbors in St. Stephen and Calais celebrate on both sides of the border this time of year. Traffic to the States is edging up again. We wondered if Canadians might be going to get some relief from high prices of food and fuel. Here's CTV's Nick Moore.
People who live in St. Stephen have traditionally traveled across the border for products that are cheaper. That list might change, but it almost always includes a stop at the gas pump.
To fill up my car in Canada, it's about $70. To fill it up over here, it's about $50.
Almost all of the vehicles here at Hardwick's were from New Brunswick for a good stretch of the early afternoon, where regular was selling today for $1.42 a litre Canadian.
Where I live in St. Stephen, it's actually closer for me to come here than the gas station in town. So, yeah, it's just the price difference.
At other stores in Calais this afternoon, there were Canadian plates, though not as many. A few Canadian customers we spoke to at this Calais grocery store said they were here for meat. Boneless chicken thighs at the Calais IGA costing about $22 Canadian in the U.S. compared to nearly $38 in Canada. Boneless chuck roast going for $32.93 Canadian in the U.S. compared to $42.53 in Canada. Recent numbers from U.S. Customs and Border Protection show a small uptick this spring in the number of vehicles crossing from New Brunswick into Maine. Numbers that will be watched closely with summer tourism now approaching prime time, as well as a gap in certain price points.
I'm glad to hear that they're coming over. There's so many empty things that we need them over here.
Canadians in Calais say they cannot ignore the cost savings.
And I will come over and get gas because it is just so much cheaper over here and it's worth the hassle to me.
Nick Moore, CTV News, Calais, Maine.
Get the Maritime's top stories, breaking news alerts, and watch live. Download the CTV News app.
Some of St. John's history has been stripped away. Plaques have been stolen from statues and monuments in King Square. As CTV's Avery McRae reports, it's part of a growing problem in the Uptown.
At the foot of King Square stands a cenotaph, which proudly lists the wars Canadian troops have fought in. Or at least it did.
These plaques are really important to all of us.
Plaques from the War Memorial, as well as a number of others from nearby monuments, have gone missing in recent days. In an email to CTV, the City of St. John says they are aware of the growing trend, which includes plaques being taken along the Harbour Passage, and are working with police. Councillor Eric Savoy is disappointed with the thefts as they are a part of telling the city's history.
St. Johners are proud of our city and so are our city workers. And so, you know, you hate to see these things happen and learn of these things.
He is appealing to whoever took them to bring them back. The vandalism concerns uptown aren't exclusive to plaques. St. John Police are asking for the public's help with its investigation of multiple graffiti incidents around uptown, something resident Denise Gallant knows firsthand.
My home now has been vandalized twice. I live in an old brick historic home, so it's not as easy as all that to take the graffiti away. So it's really heartbreaking.
Gallant questions why people are vandalizing the uptown and admits it's become frustrating. Alan Cobbett says controlling the problem is a challenge.
You can have as many cameras as you want, okay, right? But it's, unfortunately, I think it's just the price of doing business. Okay, if you're going to have an open park walkway for people to walk and enjoy, you're going to have, unfortunately, some things happen.
The city says the plaques will be replaced in due time. Avery McRae, CTV News, St. John.
One person is in hospital following an accident on Highway 1 in St. John that resulted in a fuel spill. The incident between a dump truck and an SUV happened this morning on the city's west side coming into St. John. An unspecified amount of fuel leaked. The cause is being investigated. One person was taken to hospital with injuries, but is said to be in stable condition. The eastbound lane was shut down as crews worked to clean up the diesel. Imagine seeing road crews repairing those pesky potholes in the dead of winter. As CTV's Ryan McDonald reports, it's something that can happen in Nova Scotia now that the province bought new equipment to improve the worst roads anytime.
Even at the start of summer, potholes can be a pain. At this highway off-ramp, they have been difficult to avoid for months now.
Countless days, you hit a new pothole and you think, uh-oh, I hope that, didn't do any damage.
Cyril McDonald hits the highways each weekend to take his family to their cottage in Shetty Camp, and he knows plenty of others whose vehicles have needed repairs.
I've had friends and family come home and say, I hit a pothole on the highway, bent my rim.
That we'll be able to tackle our pothole maintenance in a much more efficient way.
Today, Nova Scotia's Public Works Department announced that it's spending more than $8 million on new equipment it says will improve repairs on provincial roads and highways. The more than 80 new pieces province-wide include front-end loaders with brush cutters to reach under guardrails and across shoulders, and what they call a new way of handling asphalt through insulated hot boxes so that it doesn't cool as much on the way to a job site.
the hot mix that'll be in this this machine over here will be able to go into the ground and be compacted and settle into that hole so that it lasts much longer.
There's probably never enough, but I think this is certainly a good start.
The province says each area will have a dedicated crew assigned to use the new pothole repair and cutting equipment. As for when drivers might start noticing a difference,
so this summer we'll do a lot of training. We'll be using the equipment, no doubt. I think we'll see the biggest improvement in our next pothole season next year.
Tilly adds that even in winter, keeping asphalt mix temperatures higher for longer should make for better road repairs. Ryan McDonald, CTV News, Sydney.
Okay, thanks for that, Ryan. One of Canada's largest seafood companies has struck a deal to grow its salmon business in our region. St. John-based Cook Incorporated says it has agreed to acquire the salmon farming operations of Mowi Canada East. Cook says it's buying operations in New Brunswick, PEI, and Newfoundland and Labrador. The company says the agreement includes freshwater hatcheries, sea farming sites, and 2 processing plants. Okay, still to come tonight, Kaylin's full forecast heading into Canada Day, but next, worldwide talent on our waters.
This is literally a dream come true. Like, I'm in Canada on Canada Day, racing for Canada. Like, this is literally the biggest and coolest experience of my life.
The world's fastest paddlers are about to compete in Dartmouth. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Join us all this week for the $1,000 Minute with Atlantic Superstore.
Celebrating 40 years and giving you $200 just for playing this week.
Welcome back. Well, the world's fastest paddlers are about to hit the water in the Halifax area. And while the competition promises Olympic caliber racing, organizations say the event could leave a lasting legacy for the province. CTV's Hafsa Arif has the story.
The course is set and so is the lakeside. A stage now anchors the finish area and athletes are putting in their final training runs.
Super excited to race. I've been paddling on this lake for almost my entire life since I was a kid, and to finally be able to race an international competition here is almost a dream come true. It's absolutely amazing.
More than 800 athletes have arrived in Dartmouth, with organizers expecting up to 17,000 spectators over the next 5 days. A big crowd means big logistics.
We have Prince Albert Road shut down from Hawthorne Street up to Sinclair Street, starting today, June 30th, from 11 a.m. until midnight on July 5th. Behind the scenes, roughly $500,000 in federal spending is helping cover both operations and permanent upgrades.
It's docks, it's improved internet, it's improved sound system, it's all of the different things that are going to stay here after this event leaves. And the other $250 will be legacy money.
And on the topic of legacy, organizers hope this is just the beginning for the site, with plans to build on this year's upgrades and expand long-term infrastructure around the lake.
We'd love to be partnering with HRM to install permanent washroom facilities, which will enhance the capacity not only for competitors but the general public.
On the water, athletes are also preparing for conditions. They're expecting heat will play a big factor.
Just making sure that I'm drinking enough water, drinking enough electrolytes too, and staying in the shade as much as possible.
But the setting is just part of the moment.
I feel I'm very prepared for this year. We've been training in California all through the winter and here on Lake Bonook through the fall and spring.
This is literally a dream come true. Like, I'm in Canada on Canada Day, racing for Canada. Like, this is literally the biggest and coolest experience of my life.
Hafsa Arif, CTV News.
Okay, best of luck to our paddlers. It's time now for a quick break. When we return, your complete maritime weather forecast. A beautiful night down on the Halifax waterfront this evening. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Meteorologist Kaylin Mitchell joins us now with your complete maritime weather forecast. Kaylin, I think it's all eyes on Canada Day. Can we expect more of the same warm temperatures tomorrow?
Close. Tomorrow's weather is going to be very similar today in the Maritimes. Temperatures in some cases are going to be coming down a few degrees, especially some coastal parts of the Maritimes, the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick, parts of the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia, because there's going to be a southwest wind for tomorrow. It's going to be a little bit gustier than it was today, and it's more directly onshore for those parts of the region. But we still have a lot of heat and humidity that's going to be building in over the next couple of days, really peaking with some hot and humid weather on Thursday and Friday of this week. So let's head over and take a look at our forecast timeline. First of all, for tonight, there is a low chance of showers around eastern areas of New Brunswick, Prince Edward Island, and the north and east of Nova Scotia. Otherwise, partly cloudy conditions and fog patches. Start of the day for tomorrow, there'll be a chance of showers in the southwest of Nova Scotia. Fog dissipating in the morning. The afternoon for the Maritimes, a mix of sun and cloud, but with some isolated showers or thunderstorms. These are going to be very widely scattered. Most won't see one, but a couple will pop up, and the reason for that is just this warm and humid air that we have in place. So that'll be around, that chance of a shower or thunderstorm, basically afternoon through the first part of the evening. Now, as I mentioned, the winds for tomorrow will be out of the southwest. They're going to be a little bit gustier, especially for Nova Scotia, with some peak gusts between 30 and 50 kilometers per hour. Gusts for New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island, mostly between 20 and 40. Now, low temperatures in the forecast for tonight, they're very much on the mild side. Most won't be much cooler than around the low to mid-teens. And then highs for tomorrow, still quite a bit of heat in the north of New Brunswick with a lot of high temperatures, 26 to 29 degrees. Likely feeling closer to or into the low 30s with the humidity in the air. 24 to 26 on the coast. 26 Fredericton for tomorrow. 19 for St. John. Cooler there because of that southwest wind. And 25 degrees for Moncton in the southeast. Prince Edward Island for tomorrow with most high temperatures between 22 and 25 degrees. So between 20 and 22 degrees on the coastline. Cape Breton for tomorrow with high temperatures of 20 to 23. There'll be that low chance of a shower or pop-up thunderstorm, as there will be in eastern areas of mainland Nova Scotia. The highs around the mid to high 20s for the North Shore, and then on the eastern shore, because of that southwest wind, held a little bit cooler for those coastal areas between 19 and 22. 25 for Truro. The city centers, Halifax and Dartmouth, held a little bit cooler because of that southwest wind for tomorrow. Closer to 20 degrees, but still feeling around the mid to high 20s because of the humidity in the air. And then as you get out towards Fall River and Enfield, the high temperatures will come up to around 24, 25, 26. That's where the valley will be at for tomorrow, around the south shore of Nova Scotia. High temperatures of 20 to 23. And on the coastal areas of the southwest, 18 at Yarmouth and Barrington. Taking a look at the extended forecast for New Brunswick. So heat and humidity really climbing for both Thursday and Friday. Conditions may moderate a little bit on the weekend, and it's still looking like it's going to be plenty warm through the start of next week. For Nova Scotia, in the forecast, we got a lot of high temperatures expected to be in the high 20s, low 30s on both Thursday and Friday of this week. A little bit more moderate for coastal areas. Still quite warm and muggy on Saturday. Temperatures may cool a little bit for Sunday with a chance of showers. Looking very warm Monday and Tuesday. Lots of hot, humid weather for Prince Edward Island coming up on both Thursday and Friday. Conditions hopefully moderating a little bit the weekend, and then looking very warm on Monday and Tuesday of next week. Callum.
Okay, thanks so much, Kaylin. It's time now for a quick break, but stay with us. We'll be right back.
News doesn't wait, and neither should you. At home, at work, and on the go, stay connected with a team you can trust, anytime, anywhere. CTV Atlantic and ctvatlantic.ca. Watch live on Crave.
Welcome back. From buying local to cheering on Team Canada at the World Cup, Canadians are happy to wave the flag from coast to coast to coast. As we prepare to celebrate our nation's birthday, CTV's Brianne Foley asked Maritimers how they show their true patriot love.
Everything makes me proud here. A peace, I would say, good air quality, and I have learned a lot here.
Very proud.
Do you think that's increased in the last little bit?
Yes.
Being in Canada is something that you always
and it always gives you the freedom of being what you want to be.
Canadian pride is on the rise.
As a society, we typically haven't historically been a really proud nation. You know, we're almost apologetic at times. But the last 3 years has really seen a significant increase, especially since, Trump and tariffs back a year ago, February.
According to those polled, a large majority, 83%, say they are proud to be Canadian. In Atlantic Canada, that number jumps to 90%. Over the past few months, pride has increased by 34% nationwide and 38% in Atlantic Canada. While almost 50% feel Canada is a great place to live, those results jump to 54% in Atlantic Canada. But pride is lacking for some.
18 to 34-year-old segment has really almost missed out a bit. If you look at the number in that group that is not very proud, it's 20%, which may seem small, but it's double or triple the number in other age categories.
It's down.
Why?
Because I'm Indigenous. I wouldn't identify as Canadian.
But support for Canada is top of mind for many.
I think we are, as a human, improving, and that's what our kids are also learning here.
Support our local business Saturday or something like that. Yeah. There we go.
You have the tags with the items like made in Canada, so that's one of the way of me giving it back to the Canada.
And even though there is still work to be done,
actually act towards the Truth and Reconciliation recommendations.
For the most part, being Canadian is having a moment.
It's the first time I've seen in my entire polling career, which is a long time, that we've seen this measurable increase. So it is in a sense good news. It is a catalyst for us, binding together and being proud as a nation.
Brian Foley, CTV News, Halifax.
Okay, it's time now for one last break. Coming up, tattoo fever hits Halifax, but first, your wake-up weather. There's a look at Halifax's Armdale Rotary roundabout. It's Kaylin Mitchell with what you need to know in the morning when we come back.
Mornings with Aaron and Peter. Join us all this week for the $1,000 Minute with Atlantic Superstore.
Celebrating 40 years and giving you $200 just for playing this week.
It's time to register your rig for the 2026 Big Rigs, Big Hearts, Big Results Convoy. Get your crew together and participate in this day of fun for Special Olympics. The 15th annual convoy rolls through Dartmouth October 3rd. Visit truckconvoyns.ca.
Okay, it's time now for a quick look at tomorrow's wake-up weather. Kaylin, Canada Day, what should folks know in the morning?
Well, it's going to be a foggy start to the day for a good portion of the Maritimes. There'll be a little bit of cloud cover around and a chance of showers in the southwest of Nova Scotia. The afternoon, mainly a mix of sun and cloud, though we may see the odd shower or thunderstorm pop up here and there in the region. Temperatures away from the coast still very warm and muggy. Some coastal areas, especially the Bay of Fundy coastline in New Brunswick and the Atlantic coastline of Nova Scotia, will be held a little bit cooler by a southwest wind. Callum.
Okay, thank you so much, Kaylin. Finally for us tonight, it's almost tattoo time. There you have it. The stage is set as the Royal Nova Scotia International Tattoo kicks off tomorrow. The 5-day event features acts from near and far, including marching bands, acrobats, dancers, military displays, pipes and drums, and more. Tickets for tomorrow's matinee are buy one, get one free, while kids also get in at no charge. Always a good showing at the Scotiabank Centre. That is your late news tonight. Just a reminder, if you've tuned in late or you'd like a second look at any of our stories, you can always visit ctvnewsatlantic.ca. It's your home for news. I'm Callum Smith in for Bruce Frisco. Thanks for staying up with us. I hope to see you again Thursday night. Happy Canada Day.